This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, and today we're here for a pit tip, which is designed to help you out on track during a race. Today's suggestion comes to us from Richard Gore, and he recommends using sticky notes to keep track of weather. Now, I've mentioned sticky notes on the show several times now, and I can tell you as a sim racer, they come in extremely handy. But back to Richard's idea. He likes to write down the weather for the upcoming race this week and put it on the bezel of his monitor. That way, whenever he's doing a practice session, joining a hosted session, he can make sure it's the right conditions, so when he's putting all of his work into a setup, he knows it's going to pay off. I mean, imagine if you do a setup and there's a drastic difference in heat, you're going to change the amount of radiator inlet or the amount of tape on your grill. Or if there's a huge direction in wind or speed, you're definitely going to have to change your aero package. So putting a bunch of work in with the wrong settings is like not doing the work at all. So again, having a note to remind you of the weather is going to come in handy. At the end of the week, you could replace it with another note and go right from there. Now, I've been taking the IndyCar and iRacing series very seriously this season. I actually have a logbook with a list of all the tracks, a page dedicated for each track. I went ahead and took Richard's advice and wrote down the upcoming weather. Now, in iRacing, you can actually go to the schedule, click on a track, click on the little information circle, and see the weather in advance. I wrote the weather down in my logbook for each race. Then I'm going to have it not only in advance to when I get there when I'm setting up practice rooms or practicing, but also I'll have it for memory. When I'm looking at my notes from previous races, I'll know the conditions that the setups are created for. So I'd like to thank Richard Gore for this idea. If you have any ideas for future suggestions for pit tips, please send them to me at sean@thesimpit.com, and I'll be sure to add them to the list for future shows. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.